Hey guys, welcome back. From the Missile 21 here, soon to be Maximus the Great. Yes, I will be changing my username, so if you do see a Maximus the Great and you haven't seen the Missile 21 anymore, it's because I changed my username. Anyways, today I want to do a quick video on the B2 German premium tank, brand new tank that just came out about 2 days ago. And I want to give you some thoughts on it, my impressions, what I think about it, and whether or not you should or shouldn't buy it. Now, I'm not going to tell you that you should buy it, because that is essentially your own choice. But what I'm going to tell you is the good things about this, the pros, and I'll tell you the cons of this tank. Now, this tank will set you back around $3, which is very, very inexpensive and very cheap, and making it the cheapest premium tank in the bundles list, as we've seen. Now, I think this is the cheapest that Wargaming is going to go on a premium tank. I mean, you do get a tier 2 or tier 3, it could be $1, even $2, or I meant to say that vice versa. But the low itself is $30 and the B2 is $3. Now, the 832, also tier 4 tank, was $8, so it's very nice to see that it didn't offer this tank as a $8 tank, but a $3 tank. One thing I like about this tank is the armor. It's got really, really good armor for a tier 4 at 60 in the front, 60 in the sides, and 55 in the rear. Also has really good turret armor, 46 all around. You will get bounces, especially because it is kind of sloped. Even in the front, it's a little bit sloped, and it makes it a really, really hard target to actually hit. The gun itself isn't good. If I can say I think it's crap. I mean, it has really good rate of fire. It can shoot 15 rounds, almost 16 rounds a minute, which is really, really good. But the damage it does is 50 average damage per shot. It can penetrate 41 to 69 millimeters of armor. Now, you will run into different tanks that you won't be able to penetrate because your armor isn't that good. One of them is the M3 Lee. I had a lot of trouble just penetrating the M3 Lee because, one, it has really good armor, frontal armor, which is 51, but the sloping on this tank it's just really good that it's really tough to penetrate. Now, if you are seeing the tank from this side, where you only see this little side of the tank, you can penetrate that, and same in the sides and the rear. But when you're dead on front, it's really tough to actually penetrate this tank. Now, the B2 is a captured version, is a captured French tank. Okay. There is going to be a B1, I think, or another B2. I'm pretty sure it's a B1 when the French line comes out, and that is going to be a tier 4 tank. But yeah, I would highly recommend that you do get this tank, even if you don't want to, because it will become more rare in the future as the French line comes out. The reason for it is because on World of Tank PC, this tank is no longer available and is very rare, and you can only purchase it in the gift shop when it is available, and it has only been available twice. Alright, so it is going to be a very rare tank to actually get a hold on once the French line comes out. Now, talking about the armor in more detail, it's a really, really good armor, especially if you angle properly. You can get a lot of bounces, and a lot of tanks will have trouble. Even the lower tanks will have trouble penetrating your armor because it is very good. I think this tank gets preferential matchmaking, which means it'll only see tier 4. That is really, really good, because the gun, like I said before, it's just garbage. I think it's not really good. I do load up some gold rounds, mainly because you're gonna have trouble penetrating some tanks like the Lee. So having some 12 gold rounds is a really good idea, especially because they're also really cheap. So why not? Now, it also has its weak spots, and I can't really tell you what the weak spots are because I don't know what the hell I'm looking at. The viewport is a weak spot. The bumps you see on the tank, for instance, that bump on the left is a weak spot. Even the bump on the right, it has those three brown, I don't know what they are, but yeah, that's a weak spot. The hatch on top of the gun mantlet, not gun mantlet, but the turret itself is a weak spot. The sides, it's pretty good. I think it has spaced armor. I'm not sure about that though. But sides, they can be penetrated, but angled, you know, you could get bounces. Rear, you know, it's the rear. But if you do go hold down on this tank, you can get a lot of bounces on the turret, which is really nice, especially because of the sloping that this tank has on the turret itself. That's pretty much it. Now, maneuverability, it's pretty good. I mean, it plays a lot like a heavy. So obviously you're not going to have maneuverability on the edge. But it's got good speed limit of 30 kilometers per hour. It's got great traverse speed of 45. Actually really good, and really good turret traverse. Well, that's pretty much the tank, guys. That's all I can tell you, really. I mean, equipment, I don't really run equipment. I don't see a point. You might want to, but you know, I just don't see a point in running equipment on this tank. You could run the view range, camo net, and it's gonna lane right and drive. One thing I forgot to mention is that the aiming time is really good on this tank, about 1.1 seconds, and that's, you know, that's just really good. The view range is also pretty good. Consumables, you know, I'm not trying to go, you know, super expensive with this tank, so you know, just keep it very simple. You know, you die. You know, it's a tier 4 battle. It doesn't really matter. But that's pretty much it. I think I'm gonna just drop and get more. Yeah, that's better. But that's pretty much it, guys. Let's go ahead and jump into a battle and see what we get. Alright, so there's a Lee in the enemy team, so I know I'm gonna have difficulties penetrating that, as well as the Hetzer. Now, the other tanks, I'll have no problem penetrating them at all. I do have pretty good hit points for being a tier 4, so I shouldn't worry too much about that. But let's go ahead and see what we can do. I'm gonna go ahead and go up the hill and just see what happens. As you can see, it's got pretty good speed. I mean, for being a heavy tank, it's pretty mobile, and it's actually pretty fat. I mean, the turret itself is really small, and the gun itself is like a little pea shooter. You're not going to be making miracles with this gun, but you know, here we have a target. There we got a shot. What you can get on this tank is probably the gun lane drive, enhanced gun lane drive, and that way, so you can load your ammo real quick. And also, you could probably get a adrenaline, would also be a good choice for this gun. I'm gonna go hold down right here. As you can see, it has a lot of trouble penetrating that. I'm gonna go ahead and destroy this tank. Got a bounce right there. Add another bounce right there. Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and switch to gold. Yeah, you do have a lot of trouble, you know, just penetrating this tank. So, you know, go ahead and switch to gold. It's very cheap, so don't worry. As you can see, I was able to absorb a ton of damage. Then there's this T-46 right here. Can't really do anything to me. I'm not going to worry at this point of receiving damage from the left. I just want to focus on taking out this tank. As you can see, I can absorb lots of damage. This T-46 has a lot of trouble penetrating me. There we go. So rate of fire is actually really good. The damage, I wish it would have been a little bit better, but you know, you can't have it all. At this point, I really don't know if I'm hitting him, but you know. Yeah. Yeah, we're not gonna go ahead and fight that Hetzer right now, because we could have some problems. Oof. Yeah. Told you. Change my ammunition right now. Yeah. I mean, I did play the tank wrong right there. I played a little bit too aggressive, but you know, what can you do?